Hey guys, what's going on? Coach Switchy here. I've had a lot of people ask about aim routines. I figured I would put out the one that I worked with the most. Now, I made this myself. I handed it to a lot of players, a lot of other people interested in progressing themselves, and I have to say this got a lot of people to level 10. A lot of people were very happy with this, and I feel like this might be the last aim warm-up routine that people might ever need. It kind of covers all the topics. So what we're going to do, there's 3 different maps that I'm going to have us working with. This is Aimbots. This is going to be the first one. Now, I like to just mess around with the deagle, kind of get a little warm-up going with my movement, and also a little bit with the sprays with the AK. You can see I'm not really taking it too seriously, just trying to get, like, the motions down. And so the goal with this map is just kind of get a fluid movement going between shots and flicks, and just kind of like the transferring from opponent to opponent. So these aren't moving targets, of course. This is more so just to get our wrist warmed up, our arm warmed up, get our brain thinking that we're in the game, you know? Because otherwise we could be thinking about stuff external to the game. I kind of use this as the burn through, just get your head in the game, you know? This is going to be where the real training begins. This is going to be the Recoil Master. Now I'm going to have this as the second link in the description below. And I'm just going to walk us through the settings real quick. So you can see I toggle those 3 on the wall, I show impacts, and I movement lock. So show impacts has this blue outline if you hit it, which is really nice because it shows where the bullets register on the target. Movement lock makes it so that there's no effect from movement or velocity on your spray, and that way if you're in the same spot, your spray's not messed up. Multiple targets is pretty self-explainable. You can see the 3 targets on the side there. No spread eliminates variability from it, so it's always going to be consistent. And then T target is going to be, well, the target that is the terrorist there in the middle. So I like to enable these 3. I like to clear and reset completely. Those are really the settings that I begin with. You can see I put show impacts on. I'll do a few test sprays, just kind of get used to it. And as you can see, the spray's up here, so I'm going to walk you guys through how to learn your spray a little bit. Rather than show you just how to like load the map and set the settings up correctly, I'm going to show you how to actually use the map. So I walked through this map with other people, and I kind of just take as much as it offers us. It offers us a lot of information and a lot of utility to learn the AK spray. So what I do here is I kind of space it out. I do like 5 or 10 shots, and I kind of show you the gap between the spray. I show you the slight movements that happen, the changes that happen at every like 5 to 10 bullet increment in the spray. And so what this does, it breaks down one 30 bullet problem into multiple 5 to 10 bullet problems, and it's a lot more manageable at that point. And you can see here, I start to just mess around with the multiple targets, try to get a spray transfer going, just get used to the different motions. So before I would spray on only one target. Towards the end of my warm-up I generally spray on multiple. Just try to get used to that spray control. So you could see I'm still doing the 5 bullet problem here, and this kind of adds up to a greater solution. So you can do each of the 5 to 10 bullet segments. You can practice that spray transfer as much as you want. Just shoot out the bullets before and after. Or just reset like I do. So you could see I do the 10 bullet spray a few times. I get down to the terrorist's like right knee from his perspective. I feel like that's the most common part of the spray to use. And so what I do is I use those 10 bullets and I will practice that separately. And then I will go and practice the other 20 bullets as well. But I will break it down so that it doesn't get overwhelming and I don't forget like where I am in the spray halfway through. Because a lot of people do that and it's not really a good problem to have. So what I do is I work through it. I make sure I know the entire spray full through and I just go from there. And once I do have that down, because that's a problem in itself, but that's not what we're going over today. Learning how to spray is a separate problem from warming up and practicing your aim. So this map shows you how to spray, it walks you through it, you can trace the little dot, but at the end of the day, you should break it down and make it a smaller problem than it actually is. It's a lot more manageable, you get a lot more out of it, and you can see it helps a lot. And so what I do is I'll challenge myself. If I want to practice just spraying, what I'll do is I'll shoot the body and like the upper chest, And then if I really want to challenge myself and see how accurate I am, I aim at the head. And so what you can do is you could see in chat the report that it gives you. You could see the accuracy percentage, and then you can see each part of the body that like your shots actually land on. And so what I'll do is I'll go and challenge myself just to hit one part of the body. So it's like with this one, you can see the percentage on the headshot is the highest. That's what I was going for. And then I believe the next one is a chest spray. So it's like going for mostly chest shots at that point. Yeah, there it is. And so I'll take that and I'll do about like 30 sprays per gun. And then I'll switch to a different gun and kind of restart the process there. So I cycle through the AK-47, the M4, and the M4A1S, and I'll just do the same process. I'll do the first 10 bullet spray, and then I'll break it down afterwards, going every 5 bullets, and just make it more manageable for me. And so what this does, it really teaches you the mechanic, like not movement mechanics, but actual fundamental mechanics with aiming. It teaches you how movement influences it with Aimbots. It teaches you how to spray negligent of movement on this map. And then the next map we're going to get into is where it trains your flicks. And so what happens is once the A1S is done here, we will switch over to the other map. But essentially these 3 maps together will give you one piece from each will be like a separate pillar in your fundamentals. And once you have all 3 pillars, that's when you can put the roof on it and make, like, essentially, I'm imagining like a temple from ancient Greece, you know, like the marble, the marble kind of stuff. Atlantis. But yeah, essentially, so each of these maps is used to conquer an individual problem. On this one, it's spray. So this is going to be the Reflex map. I'm going to walk you through basically the fundamentals again before. So this is what it does. You know, really simple. You just have to shoot red dots. It seems pretty straightforward. I'm just going to go ahead and let these videos play so you can see how much time commitment this actually is. I don't want to like cheat you guys on how much this actually takes away from like pugging or mindless DMing or mindless retakes. But I do want to be legit with you guys and not give you a false representation. So it's like coming in here and doing this. It's like, okay, it's kind of slow. You could change the settings, but at the end of the day, this is what's going to make you better. This is going to be what trains your muscles and actually grows your muscles rather than just maintains them. And so what I've done here is I've kept it all standard settings, and on the beginning level, you can see I'm on level 4 now, and I go all the way to the back on each level on purpose. I started on level 2, which is the level it defaults on. That's the one you spawn on, you go down, you get your gun, you go back up to level 2, and I go through the motions. So I'll go from level 2 to 3 to 4, back to 2, at 25 targets each, and that'll be a set of 100 targets. And then what I will do after that, where it changes the distance and my reflex gets used to the distance and the alternate in that end, I'll go and I'll change the settings. And so you can change the time. What I would do is change the top right static target duration. If you want to challenge yourself, make that 0.5. But what I do each day, I go down a size. So I'll start at 12R, work my way down to 2R, and to give a solid example of what 2R looks like, I'm just going to play a short clip here. I can't go the full 25 with 2R, so I'm just going to show you a little bit. You can see how big the difference is. This is my competitive resolution rather than my video one, so I'm actually in what is more of a natural habitat for this. You can see it's still doable, but it's a challenge.